Alright, we're going to do the Weber River Trail. It has snowed. And we're starting here in Marriott-Slaterville on 17th Street. And we're just going to go to one of the points that I did on a couple videos ago. And then come back, and I'm not sure how much farther we'll go, if any. Got the shoes on her. She does pretty good in them. Still adjusting to walking in them. Hopefully we don't lose any. That'll be the big thing. But yeah, I'm actually from Marriott-Slaterville. There's the river. That hole looks deeper than normal. Should be pretty out. Might go a long way around. You come here, eat your lunch with your family, have a picnic. This is a nice big hole that I like fishing. Nothing big ever comes out of here, but get some rainbows and some smaller browns. Usually right along the cement wall, including down here. This section seems to change quite a bit, mostly because of fallen timber and such. It's changed a little bit through the years, but not too much, I guess. Alright, shoes are holding on good. I have to occasionally look down just to make sure they don't fall off. This is the convergence between the Ogden River and the Weber River over here. Continuing down. Big, deep hole right here. Very popular spot to come and take bait. Caught a few fish in here, but I'm mostly fly fishing. Never really had too big a fish come off a Rapala in that section. Right here though, up in that, once you get to that first hole of that tree, it's been really good. But we're gonna go and cross that bridge. Popular spot for the homeless to come and sleep under here. During the summertime you can usually see somebody, or at least garbage, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a nice big spot too, deep. I like the spot. If you can get right amongst those woods, you can usually find a fish. They're definitely hanging out underneath it. It's a better look at where the Ogden and Weber meet. Obviously when the water's higher, they meet up here. But as the water gets lower, oh yeah, bringing back memories. I've had great fishing memories here. Some big fish. Quite a few over the 20-inch mark in this section. It's my favorite when it gets a little lower, especially down. You can kind of walk on the shoreline. Otherwise it's a little too deep and muddy, kind of sucks you in. But it's good. Not a lot in numbers, but the size is usually pretty good. Usually fall is my favorite time. Puddle right there. Yeah, I didn't want to walk through the puddle either. This is most of your view on this walk. It's nice having the river off to the side, but these fences can be quite ugly. And a fishing sign. Ogden and Weber confluence produce the following species of fish. Brown trout and whitefish are the most common native fish in this river. Well, the sign's already wrong, because brown trout are not native. Cutthroats may be also caught during spawning season. Only during spawning season? They ain't here any other time. That is very interesting. Who made this board? Rainbow carp have also been introduced in the rivers for fisher persons to enjoy catching. Smallmouth bass were introduced into the 21st Street Pond. You may also be caught in the slow pools in the river. Yes, you actually can now. A lot. And even further down, as we found. Well, I'm uncertain. Looks relatively new. Ouch. Kind of crazy. Do I dare walk under this thing? Looks like someone else did. Come on. Well, we'll keep it going. So, interesting story about this stretch as well. I went to school with a kid named Dalton Aiken. And if you Google search that name, you'll find that him and one of his buddies killed someone on the Weber River. And I've listened to the interview a billion times. Some of it kind of doesn't make sense, but adrenaline going, on drugs, everything else. But he said they ran into the white fence, which would be at the beginning of this, and then they said they kept walking until they could see the start of the freeway, which is down here. And I'm guessing it was down in that area, because I think they said they were across the street from something over here, but I'm not certain. But I've tried to picture it in my mind listening to that interview almost every time. And honestly, you can start seeing the freeway now. So I don't know if it's just someone off to the right here, or once you get underneath the bridge. But somewhere on this stretch of trail it happened, and it's very sad. Had another crazy story on him where he got lost, like in central Utah or something like that, for a couple days. So started to have his fair share of mishaps later on. I'm not sure what happened to his baseball career or anything like that. I'm not sure if that went south for him. His life just kind of spiraled or what. But from my imagination, it happened somewhere in this area, because there's a freeway there. And he said you could see the freeway. He's talked about the white fence, which I know the white fence was first when I crossed that bridge. But then he started talking about you could see the freeway. So couldn't imagine it wasn't around right here somewhere. But sad story. Go give it a listen. Go listen to the interview. It's really weird and kind of whacked. But we're almost to the bridge, and then we'll turn around. I think that's all we'll do for today. She looks a little cold. She doesn't have a pep in her step like normal. You doing good, Indy? Yeah? But she's going. So, they got kind of a dam right here. They've redone this in recent years, but The one that heads north, there's a little section that heads north that goes through Mary Centerville. That one goes straight to Willard. All of this goes straight to the Great Salt Lake. And then they made this, I don't know, 15 years ago, something like that. Once upon a time, this used to not all be here. This has changed a lot too. They had a fire, which I think it's actually a little more north of this and even a little bit more west. But I think that was caused by homeless camp too. But I know it was in the vicinity. It's on some private land that I guess the city can't kick them out, and the owner never does. So I think they kind of just congregate there. But I used to spend a lot of time back here. Alright, when we get to the freeway with the fisherwoman, I just saw somebody driving down this. But that's where I stopped one of my last videos, and now we're heading back. Just gonna do the whole trail of both Ogden and Weber at some point. Show it off for myself. I also wanted to point out too that there's a bunch of picnic tables off to the left here. It's really interesting because it's really not close by anything, so it must be for all the workers here. I'm not sure if they have to all come out this way and come around, come sit over here. And I'm not sure how many workers they actually have, but I can't imagine this gets used all that often. It's kind of a weird place for a bunch of tables. But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they're constantly coming out here, sitting next to the river, eating their lunch. Who am I to say that they don't? But with that, the trail's done. And we head back. You ready, Indy? She's ready. Alright, see you guys next time.